Hi, how do you do? It's Lukas Elektrik here. Welcome to watch Afternoon Experiments tutorial for electronic musicians. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can record and then reconstruct the sounds around you into a little composition that you could use, for example, as a starting point for a new song or as a part for something that already exists. I recently came across this nice little hand clock which we are going to use as a sound source today. First we are going to record the ticking sound of this clock, and then I'm going to show you how you could reconstruct those individual sounds into a more meaningful composition. So let's get started. For the recording I'll be using Rode Podcaster, but you can use any available microphone. For example, your mobile phone would be perfectly fine. In this exercise, the idea and the process is more important than the sound quality itself. So, let's wind it up. And now it's ticking. That should be enough. As the next step, I'm going to import the recording into my digital audio workstation or DAW for the further reconstruction and processing. I already created a new project with the Bitwig Studio, and here's how it looks like. There are 2 tracks, the arrangement window and the project properties have been set to 110 BPM and the key signature is 4x4. You can set these values in a similar way. On the right side browser panel we can see there are 2 audio files, so we are going to need another audio track. So let's add another audio track, and since we are not going to use any instruments here, we can remove the instrument track. Now we have 2 audio tracks, so let's import the audio files by dragging the files one by one to the arrangement view. To make more room on the screen, let's hide the scenes and the browser panel. The contents of the audio recording are shown inside the audio event. The graphical representation looks quite tiny, so let's make it bigger by dragging the edge of the audio track downwards. For now we are not going to need this clock winding sound, so we can mute it, or better yet, let's just deactivate the whole track. Let's listen how the audio event sounds like. We notice that the level of the sound is quite low, and that low level corresponds to low peaks of this graphical representation. If I click this audio event on the left side, I'll see the properties, and there's a property called gain. Let's add 6 dB or perhaps even another 6 dB, and we can see how this graphical representation or these peaks, they become higher. If we listen again, it sounds like this. Did you notice there's something strange with this sound? The tempo is lower than what we are expecting, and the reason is that when I imported this audio file, Bitwig automatically adjusted the tempo of the file to the tempo of the project. So we can fix it by going to the audio event properties again, and this time for the mode we replace the stretch with the raw, and this raw will leave our audio untouched. Now it sounds like this. Now we are ready to slice the file. After we have zoomed out the audio event, we can choose the knife tool, and then we can extract the clicks. Let's zoom in a bit more, and here's
here's the first click. There are multiple ways to extract the clips, and one way would be to let the DAW do this automatically. In the Bitwig Studio there's a functionality, slice in place, which automatically detects the peaks inside the audio clip and does the extraction for you. After we have done the slicing, instead of one arranger clip, we have 6 different audio clips. Since the most of the material is simply repeating, we can delete it. If we listen carefully, we notice that we only have 2 different kinds of sounds, like a click and a tick. Let's try to rearrange the sounds so that this tick occurs every 4th beat and see what we get. So I'll track this tick sound and align it nicely with the first beat of the bar. So this section here is known as 1 bar, and this 1 bar contains 4 beats. Here's the beat 1, beat 2, beat 3 and beat 4. So let's duplicate. By clicking Ctrl D we can duplicate this clip 3 times, and we can place these individual clips in their corresponding positions. If I mute the original track, we can hear how this new audio track sounds like. Now we need to fill in the gaps with the other ring-like sound, and that we can do with this clip. Let's shorten it a bit to accommodate the suitable size, and actually we can temporarily remove these 3 clips, move this ring-like clip on its place like this, and then we copy and paste this tick and click 3 times. And let's listen how it sounds now. We can also loop this area by choosing all these clips. Clicking Command L, we can set the looping area. To keep ourselves a bit more organized, let's actually rename these parts or clips so that this first clip name becomes click, and this second clip we rename it to ring, and this audio track gets name clock, like this. So let's copy paste these 2 clips again. Now let's add some rhythmic layers. We can duplicate this existing audio track like this, and let's remove the ring sounds. Or actually we can remove all of these individual clips and only leave this first one. Shorten this click sound here and duplicate it a few times and make some room like this. Let's listen how this now sounds. We could actually offset this a bit. Yeah, something like this. Zoom out a bit and copy these 4 clips to another 4 clips. Or what if we shorten these even further? Actually, let's remove those and reposition a bit, and then copy paste and see what we get. This sounds quite interesting, but what if we move all these clips one step towards the left? I think this is even better because this enhances the rhythmic feeling. So let's use this. We could enhance this rhythm or alter the sound even more if we would apply some effects. So let's look up something. Let's use some audio effect, and you can use some stock effects that come with your DAW. Here we have the list of the effects that we could use, and let's try, for example, this comb effect. This changes the sound already quite radically. I add the new audio track and copy paste the ring clip, and then I copy this ring clip multiple times. It's not very audible, so let's bring the volume up. For this one we could add some effects as well, so let's try to find something interesting. Perhaps for this one we could use ring modulator. It's quite an interesting sound. Like this could work. We could add endless effects here, obviously. What if we try to add, for example, delay? Just for fun, let's try out a few different delay presets. So these are the presets we could choose from. This sounds quite nice. Let's use this. Solo it to hear it a bit better. This is quite nice. Let's continue our explorations a bit further. Let's duplicate the track we were using earlier and drag it down here, and then let's experiment with some more effects. Maybe we take this bit 8 one more time. And let's try to change the presets this BLEAE device has. Okay, yes, this is something that we could use as well. Instead of looking for the perfect sound, you should find sound that fits perfectly together with the existing sounds. So how do you do that? Well, you can, for example, evaluate which kind of sounds you already have. Like, are they short? Is there a lot of noise? And what could complement them? It's like cooking. If you already added salt in your meal, then adding more salt doesn't necessarily make it better. Perhaps we need some EQ to filter out the excess noise, and some highs. So it would be like this. I'll rename the tracks to make it easier to work with them. Let's see if we could work something out of the winding sound we haven't used yet. So we need to activate the track. Winding sound is here. So we can drag the clip a bit. We apply some gain like we did before and listen how it sounds. Maybe flip this clip around. Could use some EQ work as well. Now let's duplicate our clock track one more time. Duplicate like this, and let's choose the bit 8. And this time we could try to that's interesting as well. We could try to use this beat crusher for some noise. I think the beats 1, 2, 3 and 4 feel a bit weak, so let's add a new drum sound to enhance them. And maybe we can just leave the clicks and remove the ring parts. And for the drum-like sounds we don't need this long clips, so let's shorten those up as well. We rename the audio track to drum, and then we start looking for how we could modify this click. Maybe we could use, for example, frequency shifter and pitch the sound down. Perhaps something like this. And obviously we could try to amplify this, maybe with the amp device. A little crunch. Not really. This sounds like a tin can, but it's punchy. example with this one, and let's check it out how it sounds together with other tracks. It's quite okay. To get some ambience on this, we can add reverb. It's quite okay, actually. We could play around with the tempo as well. So what if we increase it to 125? Let's listen our starting point again.
Now we have seen how to extend a very simple sound idea into a more complex composition. Now you can try to find a hand clock or similar sound source like a coffee maker, and you can try to record and reconstruct and then save your production in the cloud. Please post a link to my YouTube channel. Hope you have enjoyed the process as much as I did. Many thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!